Let's check if our printer is inside of the list of the vendors. So your printer might be on the list of the compatible vendors for Prusa Slicer, which means that there is a lot of work already done for you to make wonderful prints. Let's check if your printer is on the list. So if we go back to Configuration Wizard, Configuration Assistant, we skip all the first four steps. We are going to head to the section Other FFF, which basically just means that those are all the 3D printers, all of the family of the 3D printers that print using the technology, the slicing up technology with pushing the filament in. And there are different 3D printers like the SLA or SLS and the different technologies, but most of us for our 3D printed textile will be using the traditional FFF, FDM 3D printers that push the filament and print it from the bottom to the top. So let's check the list. The list, we have an Anchor Maker, Anycubic, Artillery, Elango, Creality, many others. Please go through the list of the vendors and select the printer that you will be using to print. For this example, I'm going to use Creality. So I'm going to go to Creality and I'm going to click on Next. And here is the list of 3D printers that already have a profile pre-created in the Prusa Slicer. So depending on your printer, you can find either the newer ones or the older ones. You can check what is your version of the 3D printer. So I'm gonna head in and choose Ender 3, and I'm gonna say that I have 0.4 millimeters nozzle. So when you have your 3D printer selected, we are going to jump through these two custom printers and other SLA setups and head to filaments. We are going to click on flags. If we are using a filament that is already in the list of vendors, then we can choose the vendor and the filaments that we are planning to use for our project. But if we don't see our brands, we are going to click on all and we are going to choose generic flags. Then we are going to click on Next and go through all of the steps just to check if we didn't miss anything, and then we click on Finish. Here you can see that my build plate has changed from Prusa Mini to Ender, which means that my setup has been done correctly. If I want to choose Mini or other 3D printer, again, I click here on Printers and just find the printer that I want to use. Maybe let's go to Prusa Mini, and then the build plate is going to change again. Perfect. So now we have explored how to add the printer that is inside of the list of the vendors. What if our 3D printer isn't on the list, but we still want to use Prusa Slicer? Well, I'll show you how you can easily add your printer with the custom setup.